Gatewalker, a moment is unfolding right now that will quietly reshape the way money, opportunity, and stability move toward you. The gates of prosperity are opening, not loudly, not suddenly, but with certainty, and your financial path is beginning to realign in ways that will soon feel undeniable. If you are here, it is not by chance. This message did not cross your path randomly. The prosperity gate responds only when awareness reaches the right frequency, and something within you has reached that point. Gatewalker, hear this clearly. The future you are stepping into is not one of frantic chasing or financial pressure. It is a future where money begins to approach you with less resistance, where decisions feel calmer, and where the constant tension around finances slowly loosens its grip. Not because luck intervenes, but because alignment does. The gate has observed your journey. It has felt the weight of the questions you've carried silently about money, stability, and direction. It has noticed the moments where effort did not seem to match reward, where financial progress felt delayed rather than denied. And now a shift is taking place. What lies ahead for you is not excess without meaning, nor struggle disguised as growth. What unfolds is a steadier financial rhythm, one where capital moves with more purpose, where financial choices begin to support you instead of draining you, and where money stops feeling like an adversary and starts behaving like a responsive force. Gatewalker, a subtle but powerful forecast now settles over your path. The coming period of your life favors clarity over chaos. Financial confusion gives way to understanding. Uncertainty softens into discernment. And the space around money, your thoughts, your timing, your reactions, begins to change before the numbers ever do. This is how prosperity truly announces itself. Not with noise, but with alignment. The prosperity gate does not open for those who demand wealth. It opens for those who are ready to relate to money differently. Those prepared to meet finances with awareness, patience, and respect for flow. And you, Gatewalker, have reached that threshold. As this gate opens, you may begin to notice something subtle in the days ahead. A different feeling when you think about finances. A pause where there was once urgency. A sense that your financial future is no longer something you must outrun, but something you are slowly stepping into. This does not mean every challenge disappears. It means challenges stop controlling the direction of your path. Money responds to consciousness. Investment responds to timing. Capital responds to clarity. And your awareness is now shifting into alignment with all three. Gatewalker, allow this moment to land. You are not being promised instant wealth or sudden fortune. You are being invited into a future where financial growth becomes sustainable, where prosperity is built rather than chased, and where abundance arrives through order, not overwhelm. The prosperity gate is open, and it opens because you are ready to walk differently. Stay with me. What comes next prepares you to step forward, not hurried, not fearful, but aligned with the flow that is already beginning to move toward you. Before any path reveals itself, the body must settle. Before any financial clarity arrives, the inner noise must soften. The prosperity gate responds not to tension, but to presence. Take this moment as a threshold. Breathe in slowly, not deeply but deliberately. Let the breath move through you like a calm current. And as you exhale, allow the weight you've been carrying around money, finances, and future plans to loosen, just slightly. There is nothing you need to force here. Nothing you need to prove. The flow does not respond to effort. It responds to alignment. Gatewalker, imagine your thoughts about money becoming quieter. Not disappearing, but organizing themselves. The urgency fades first. Then the pressure. And beneath them, something steadier begins to surface. Now, sense a light approaching, not from above, not from outside, but from the horizon of your awareness. A warm, golden presence that does not rush toward you. It moves at a pace that feels natural, familiar, safe. This light is not fantasy. It is the symbol of coherence, the state where your financial energy stops scattering and begins to gather, where money, capital, and financial decisions are no longer pulled in opposite directions. As the light draws closer, notice how your body responds. The shoulders soften. The jaw releases. The breath deepens without effort. This is preparation. Gatewalker, the concept of flow is not mystical abstraction. Flow is what happens when resistance dissolves. It is what allows finances to move without constant friction. It is the difference between pushing money forward and allowing it to circulate intelligently. Many walk through life carrying financial tension as if it were normal. But the prosperity gate recognizes those who are willing to release that tension first, before asking for more. Stay with this moment. Imagine the golden light aligning with your chest, your hands, your attention. It does not give commands. It does not demand belief. It simply brings coherence. In this state, money is no longer something to fear or chase. It becomes information, feedback, a signal that responds to how clearly you move through the world. Gatewalker, as you stand here, something important is happening. Your relationship with finances is shifting from reaction to awareness, from survival to stewardship, from scattered effort to focused direction. This is the true rite of entry. You are not stepping toward prosperity with force. You are allowing prosperity to recognize you as someone capable of carrying it. Feel the flow stabilize. Feel the urgency dissolve. Feel the readiness take its place. Because when the body is calm, the mind becomes clear. And when clarity arrives, the gate begins to respond. Gatewalker, you are now prepared to hear what the prosperity gate has to reveal. Now that the noise is quieted, the prosperity gate begins to respond. This response does not arrive as a sudden event. It arrives as recognition. The gate senses awareness before it senses desire. And in this moment, it recognizes you as someone who is no longer moving blindly through money, finances, and future decisions. Hear this carefully. When the gate responds, it does not throw opportunity at you. It adjusts the path beneath your feet. You may feel it as a subtle shift, a clearer sense of direction, a pause before choices that once felt automatic, a growing awareness of where money flows easily and where it resists. Gatewalker, this is the first sign that abundance has begun to move. The path ahead does not reveal itself all at once. It unfolds step by step, exactly as much as you are ready to see. And with each step, confusion loosens its hold. The prosperity gate opens invisible doors before visible ones appear. Conversations shift. Timing changes. Opportunities begin to feel more aligned rather than urgent. This is how unexpected blessings approach. Not with spectacle, but with precision. You may notice that financial choices start to feel different. Less emotional, more deliberate. What once felt tempting may now feel misaligned. What once felt distant may begin to feel possible. Gatewalker, the gate is not pushing you forward. It is clearing resistance from around you. Money responds to this clarity. Capital recognizes this steadiness. Financial energy begins to reorganize itself around someone who is no longer reacting, but choosing. This is a prophecy of movement, not fantasy. The flow of abundance does not rush toward chaos. It approaches stability. It gathers where awareness is present. You are stepping into a phase where your financial future becomes less about chance and more about coherence. Where the right decisions appear quieter, but more powerful. Where prosperity grows not because you force it, but because you stop blocking it. Gatewalker, notice this truth as it settles within you. You do not need to chase what is already aligning. The gate does not open outward first. It opens inward, and then reality follows. Doors you could not see begin to appear. Paths that once felt closed begin to soften. And the sense of being behind quietly dissolves. This is not the end of the prophecy. It is the beginning of discernment. Because once the gate responds, it begins to teach. And what it teaches next will change how you relate to money, investment, capital, and financial growth. Not as struggle, but as rhythm. What the prosperity gate reveals now is not instruction, but orientation. Not commands, but patterns. These are the codes that govern how money, capital, and financial stability behave when awareness is present. Listen slowly. These teachings do not rush the mind. They settle into it. The first code reveals itself as rhythm. Money does not move in straight lines. It moves in cycles, in pulses, in seasons. The gate shows that when decisions are made from urgency, the rhythm is broken. Opportunities entered too quickly often demand energy you have not yet gathered. Gatewalker, not every open door is meant to be crossed immediately. Some doors open to test your timing, not your courage. Those who rush the gate arrive exhausted, carrying commitments they were not ready to sustain. But those who wait, those who feel the rhythm, step through with strength intact. Financial growth matures when patience replaces pressure. Money responds to those who know when to act and when to pause. This is not hesitation. It is mastery of timing. The second code emerges as separation. The gate reveals two distinct currents flowing through your financial life. One sustains. The other expands. The sustaining current is quiet. It protects structure, stability, and continuity. The expanding current is ambitious. It seeks growth, movement, and reach. When these currents are confused, instability follows. When what sustains is treated like fuel for expansion, the foundation weakens. A bridge collapses when its foundation is treated like decoration. Gatewalker. The gate teaches that prosperity stabilizes when you protect what holds your life together before chasing what stretches it outward. Expansion without structure drains energy. Structure without expansion stagnates. Balance is the gatekeeper. The third code speaks in the language of clarity. The prosperity gate does not respond to confusion. Where understanding is absent, financial energy scatters. Money resists paths that cannot be explained, measured, or understood. Gatewalker. Never walk a financial path you cannot describe calmly. If you cannot explain where your capital is moving, why it is moving, and what it is meant to build, the ground beneath your feet is unstable. The gate widens only for those who see the ground beneath them. Clarity is not about knowing everything. It is about refusing to move forward while blind. This code protects you from illusions dressed as opportunity. It aligns investment with understanding. It keeps financial growth rooted in reality rather than hope. The fourth code arrives quietly, almost unnoticed. The gate reveals that prosperity is rarely lost through dramatic collapse. It fades through repetition without awareness. Small habits, recurring choices, unquestioned patterns. A river does not disappear at once. It vanishes drop by drop. Gatewalker, observe what repeats in your financial life. What renews automatically. What drains silently. What feels too small to question, but never stops happening. These are not minor details. They are the weight that shapes the flow over time. Awareness of the small restores power over the large. The fifth code speaks of connection. Prosperity does not thrive in isolation. Money flows most cleanly through relationships built on clarity and fairness. When exchanges are unbalanced, when agreements are vague, when obligation replaces intention, financial energy weakens. A path walked alone collapses sooner. Gatewalker. The gate teaches that shared prosperity is more stable than isolated gain. Clear agreements strengthen the flow. Honest exchange protects momentum. Where money moves between people, energy must remain clean, or the path erodes. This code does not demand generosity without wisdom. It demands clarity without guilt. The sixth and final code addresses identity. The gate does not measure worth by wealth. It measures readiness. Prosperity grows only to the level the identity can sustain. Money tests who you are before it expands who you can become. Gatewalker. The gate invites you to evolve before you accumulate. To become someone who can carry financial responsibility without tension. To relate to money not as rescue, but as extension. The gate does not test wealth. It tests readiness. When identity stabilizes, capital follows naturally. When awareness matures, financial growth becomes sustainable. This is not delay. It is preparation. These are the new codes of flow. They do not promise instant results. They promise stability, clarity, and endurance. And once these codes are understood, the gate moves from teaching to integration. What has been revealed now settles inward. Before the path continues, the prosperity gate seals alignment within you. There is no effort required here. No striving. Only allowing. Let these words move through you slowly, like a calm current. You do not need to repeat them aloud. You only need to let them pass through awareness. I am aligned with abundance. Not as a wish, but as a state of readiness. I no longer rush money, and money no longer resists me. My financial energy moves with clarity and calm. I honor the flow of prosperity. I respect where money comes from, where it moves, and where it rests. My relationship with finances is becoming quieter, steadier, and more intelligent. I feel less pressure and more direction. Clarity guides my financial path. Confusion loosens its hold on my decisions. I welcome unexpected blessings, not with surprise, but with balance. I am prepared to receive what aligns with me. Money responds to my awareness. Capital recognizes my steadiness. Investment reflects my understanding. I trust timing more than urgency. I move when the moment is right, not when fear demands action. My identity is expanding before my wealth expands. I am becoming someone who can sustain prosperity with ease. Each financial choice I make strengthens my path instead of draining it. Small decisions now carry quiet power. I am learning to hold money without tension, to grow finances without losing myself. The prosperity gate responds to this alignment, and I feel it responding now. Gatewalker, allow a brief pause. Let these words settle where effort once lived. This is the inner seal, the moment where awareness stabilizes before the journey continues. If this video has helped you feel clearer, calmer, or more aligned with your financial path, take a moment now to like this video. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so you can return to the prosperity gate whenever alignment is needed. Now that alignment has been sealed within you, the path opens ahead. Allow your attention to move forward gently, not with imagination forced, but with awareness relaxed. Picture yourself standing before the prosperity gate. It is not distant. It has always been closer than you realized. The gate stands tall and steady, formed of light rather than metal. Its presence is calm, not overwhelming. It does not intimidate. It welcomes. A soft golden glow moves along its surface, flowing like a living current. This light is not decoration. It is response. As you stand before it, notice something important. The gate does not open because you demand entry. It responds because you are present. Feel the space around you widen. The tension that once surrounded money, capital, and financial decisions begins to dissolve here. There is no pressure at this threshold. Only clarity. Gatewalker, watch as the light along the gate begins to shift. Not suddenly, gradually, as if recognizing the steadiness you now carry. The gate starts to open, not outward but inward. And as it does, a path reveals itself beyond. This path is illuminated, but not blinding. Each step is visible. You do not need to see the entire journey to trust it. Feel what this crossing represents. On one side, financial confusion, urgency, and reaction. On the other, clarity, rhythm, and intelligent flow. You are not leaving effort behind. You are leaving friction. As you step forward, sense how money feels different here. Not heavy, not charged, neutral, responsive. Capital moves along this path without resistance. Investment follows understanding rather than impulse. Financial growth unfolds without force. Gatewalker, notice the calm in your body as you cross. The shoulders are relaxed. The breath is steady. The mind is clear. This is what aligned prosperity feels like. Not excitement without grounding. Not stability without movement. As the gate fully opens, light flows outward, not to overwhelm you, but to expand the space around your future. The horizon feels wider here. Possibilities feel structured rather than chaotic. You do not need to rush forward. The path is not closing behind you. The prosperity gate remains open because your awareness has crossed with you. Gatewalker, hold this image gently. Let it anchor itself in you. Because once the crossing is made internally, the outer world begins to reorganize in response. Gatewalker, you have reached the closing of this passage, but not the end of the journey. What is opened here does not close when the sound fades. It does not disappear when the video ends. The prosperity gate remains present because something within you has shifted. You did not come here to receive promises. You came here to receive alignment. And alignment is what reshapes the future. From this moment forward, your relationship with money begins to feel different. Not dramatic, not chaotic, but steadier. You will notice it in the way you think about finances, in the pauses you take before decisions, in the clarity that appears where confusion once lived. The gate does not erase challenges. It changes how you walk through them. Gatewalker, a quiet prophecy now settles into your path. Your financial future is no longer guided by urgency. It is guided by awareness. And awareness attracts stability before it attracts growth. Money will respond differently to you now. Not because you chase it harder, but because you meet it with clarity. Capital will move where your attention is calm. Investment will reflect your understanding, not your fear. You may not see immediate signs, but you will feel something unmistakable. A calmer relationship with finances. A steadier confidence in your choices. A growing sense that you are no longer moving blindly. This is how prosperity matures. Not through force, but through alignment. Gatewalker, remember this truth as you move forward. The gate does not open once. It opens continuously. Every time you choose clarity over chaos, awareness over impulse, rhythm over rush. Return to this passage whenever the path feels unclear. Return when financial pressure rises. Return when you need to realign with the flow. The prosperity gate will recognize you again. And if this video opened your eyes in any way, take a moment now to like this video. Share your experience by commenting below the most valuable lesson you learned here today. And check if you're already subscribed to the channel, so you can continue walking this path with us. Gatewalker, the prophecy does not end with these words. It continues through you.